Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As the title suggests, this is a quick review of the Michelin CrossClimate 2 all-season tyres. If you want to just skip through to the different parts of this video, there's timestamps in the timeline, you know the drill. This video is not going to have screenshots of me driving in different weather and what have you. It's just going to be me driving along into Thessaloniki tonight, New Year's Eve 2021. Just giving my thoughts on how I found them so far. I've had them on the car for about 6 weeks and the weather has been basically the whole time has been below sort of 15 Celsius, and the first couple of weeks I had them it was sort of between minus sort of 2 and 10 Celsius, and in that time it was dry and it was wet. So I think I've had them in, you know, a good variety of winter weather so far. Not ice and not snow, but you know, dry and wet in cold weather. So I'll start off by saying, where did I get them fitted? I got them fitted with a Michelin specialist in a place called Tyre, just outside Thessaloniki. Very good guy, super correct, very helpful, friendly, etc, etc. Just a great business. They did nitrogen inflation as well, standard on all the tyres that they do, which was nice. I was a bit worried that they used the rattle guns to put on the wheels once they'd fitted everything. Okay, I know every single tyre place you go to does that, but I had to take one of the wheels off to adjust something after I'd been there, and they hadn't done it up super tight. It was like a normal tightness. So even though they used the rattle guns there, which was a bit of a gripe for me, turns out it was a sensible stiffness, none of this, you know, crazy tightness that some of these places do with their rattle guns. And if I'm on the subject of maybe a bit disappointed with the place, is that they didn't offer alignment there, which would have been nice, but I think generally that they're so busy in fitting tyres, this is what they want to focus on. So, you know, horses for courses. They gave me a number, the details of a garage that they work with that does the alignment, if I wanted to go there later, and they would do it at a discounted price. In the end, I didn't do it. I didn't take them up with the offer. I did the alignment myself with a DIY alignment. Maybe I'll do a video on how I did that in another video. So that was where I got them fitted. Another notable thing about it was the warranty that they came with. Now, I didn't get the CrossClimate 2s because of the warranty. That was a surprise. Basically, I got them because I saw 2021 all-weather tyre reviews, and the CrossClimate 2s were, you know, coming up, you know, close to the top, if not the top of the test. So that's what really pushed me towards them. The warranty that they were doing, I'm not sure if this is a Greek specific thing or what the deal is, but anyway, I had to go there. I had to give them my email address for the warranty. Michelin sent me an email which I had to reply to, and then I went back there later to say that it had gone through, the email that I'd replied to it, and then they did sort of 2 cards. It was like a 2 little booklets, card booklets, which was the warranty. They put a load of information in that, where they fitted, I suppose, their details, my details, the size, and blah 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 blah. Also, it got me, I think it was like a €20 discount in the price because it was a Michelin. Basically, it worked out as the fitting was free. I didn't pay extra for the fitting, and I think maybe you normally have to pay extra for the fitting there. I'm not sure, but in this particular case, I just paid for the tyres because of this voucher that Michelin had. So that was the warranty bit, and basically what do you get with a warranty? It's 1 year from what I understood, and if there's any issue with the tyres, God forbid I'm in an accident, or I run over a piece of road debris and basically I get a puncture, or for any reason, like I damage the tyres, I can go to any Michelin dealer that's listed on the Michelin website. I can show my warranty card and they will replace the tyre free of charge, which was excellent. I wasn't expecting that, but fantastic. That really puts me in the good books with Michelin, or puts Michelin in my good books. So, getting on to the tyre review. So first of all, cold and dry conditions. How are the tyres? basically they're fantastic. In no matter, you know, it was down to sort of -2, maybe it was at -4 was the coldest I've driven them in, and the warmest I've driven them in so far is probably around 15 Celsius, and the grip is absolutely fantastic. I mean, I don't feel that I've even approached the limit of the tyres yet, and I'm not the sort of, and I wouldn't say I was a slow driver, you know, so absolutely faultless. I think everybody has it, yeah, that you get a set of tyres, and like everybody's got a sort of minimum level of acceptable grip that they expect from a tyre, no matter, well, a modern tyre, a modern fresh tyre, how they expect it to perform, you know, like there's a baseline there and anything less is unacceptable. So needless to say, the CrossClimate 2s far exceed that. They meet that level and they far exceed it. Like I said, I'm not a slow driver. I drive like roads like this, I drive on country roads, which have got different types of asphalt, like the shiny asphalt, like kind of what we're driving on now, which doesn't have so much grip, you know, the super grippy black asphalt, whatever it may be. I don't feel that I've got anywhere close to the limit of these tyres. So, you know, I think for a normal driver, I mean, they're more than sufficient in the cold, dry conditions. In the cold, wet conditions that I've driven them in, again, the temperature, well, I haven't driven them in freezing wet conditions, so probably 4 Celsius in the wet is probably the coldest I've driven them in, and then that's up to about 12, 13 in the wet. I've driven them in heavy rain, like where there's a lot of standing water, and that's at the one extreme, and down to the other extreme, you know, you just get that light drizzle on the road just to give it a nice slippery sheen. And in all those conditions, again, the CrossClimate 2s, I have never felt like they're going to lose grip, which is a bit miraculous. There's no two ways about it. I think these are by far the best tyres for winter I've ever had on a car. They really are, you know, a big step, I would say, above the minimum acceptable amount of grip. They are really fantastic, whether it be cornering, acceleration. There just does not seem to be any quit in the grip. They're really really fantastic. And even if you go in like a straight bit of road, you come up to a big puddle, which maybe you would expect logically, given the amount of water, given the speed that you're going, that it's reasonable to expect that the car's going to aquaplane a little bit. But with these, nothing. They go through and you don't feel any aquaplane. It feels like the tyre is connected to the road the whole time. You know, so much so that, you know, I'm more concerned about water going into the engine than I am about any sort of aquaplaning. They really are, in my experience so far, they are that good. And then in the warm conditions, warm dry conditions, which we've had the sort of last, I'd say the last week, maybe we've been having sort of 15 Celsius in the day. It's been sunny, so I expect, you know, the temperatures have been, you know, sort of high, dry, and again, really fantastic, far exceeding the amount of grip I would expect. Again, not a slow driver. I like to put some force through the car, and these are super solid, really, really good. At the moment, I'm most intrigued to find out what they're going to be like in the summer when it's like 40 Celsius. Because if they can deal with that without overheating, without turning into balls of rubber, then, you know, these are, I think, all the tyre that you'll ever need on a normal daily driver. But that is for another video in sort of 8 months' time. I haven't had them in snow yet, and I don't really know what they're like in ice, but I don't know what tyre is good in ice. Probably none of them, yeah? So the only test left is going to be the snow, but that'll be another video if it snows. It seems like it will this year. It seems pretty cold. So if you want to get the summer review of these CrossClimate 2s, and you want to get a snow review of the CrossClimate 2s, subscribe to the channel for that. Downsides to the tyres. I think there is one downside, and it is not a deal breaker for me anyway, but it was a surprising thing that I found with them, and that is the ride comfort. Like I was saying, you've got a minimum acceptable level of grip from any tyre, and I would say, I personally anyway, I'm sure we all have, like a minimum acceptable level of comfort from the tyres. And I would say that the CrossClimate 2s are getting close to that limit. They are quite a stiff tyre. But to be fair to them, I haven't checked the tyre pressures, but they do feel generally like a stiff tyre. They're definitely at the stiffer end for ride comfort. And I would say they're probably one of the stiffer tyres, if not the stiffest tyres I've ever had on a car. But I'm prepared, really prepared, to take a sacrifice in the ride comfort for the absolute phenomenal grip and performance that they give me in the winter. I would say that the trade-off is more than worth it. With regards to fuel economy, I can't comment on that, guys. I mean, they seem pretty good. Is there any other issues with the Michelin CrossClimate 2s? Yeah, you got the ride comfort, maybe a bit of noise. The only thing you could say is price, that they are definitely at the higher end of, at the top end maybe, the most expensive tyres that you can probably get in their class. But it's definitely, in my opinion, one of those cases where you do get what you pay for. If you want a fantastic all-weather tyre, then, you know, so far these have blown me away. Yeah, they've blown me away. They have. They're really fantastic. If you've got any questions about them, feel free to leave a comment below. I'll try and get back to you with my thoughts on them anyway, you know, for what it's worth. But I am super satisfied with them. If you're in Thessaloniki or you want to know where I've got them fitted, I'll put a link to the place in the video description. Also, I'll put a link to the Michelin website where you can find out more information on these tyres, and I'll also put a link in the video description to some 2021 all-weather tyre reviews where you can see how the professionals, I'm not a professional tyre tester, but where some magazines have done the tyre tests, and you can see how the CrossClimate 2 reviews stack up against the other all-weather tyres that are out this season. And that's basically the video, guys. I'm super satisfied. I think they're well worth the money, and I think the performance that they give for winter tyre is fantastic. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, please subscribe. If you're subscribed already, thank you very much for subscribing, really appreciate it. Look after yourself, have a great new year, and I'll see you again in the next video.